It begins in silence, the kind that hums beneath the noise, the kind that makes your heart listen even when your mind cannot name what it hears. The air around you feels heavier today, not in burden, but in presence. Something vast has leaned close. The universe is exhaling, and within that exhale, a doorway trembles open. You may not see it, yet you can feel it. The soft pull behind the chest, the subtle electricity moving through your fingertips, the ache of recognition that says something sacred is near. This is not coincidence. It is communion. You were summoned here by frequency, not by chance. Every thought, every quiet hesitation, every invisible choice that brought you to this moment was a breadcrumb laid by the divine itself. October 15th is not a date. It is an alignment. Time folds around you like silk, bringing yesterday's lessons and tomorrow's promises into the single point we call now. For weeks, the unseen world has been arranging itself, shifting threads you cannot see. The people who left, the delays that frustrated you, the sudden calm that followed chaos. These were not random. They were coordinates adjusting to hold you steady for what is about to rise. There is a stillness before revelation, and you are standing in it. The universe speaks softly before it speaks loudly. It waits for you to notice. And right now, it is whispering through the smallest things, a memory resurfacing, a song repeating, a flash of déjà vu that feels like a message written in code. Breathe. Let the tension loosen. You are not behind. You are precisely where destiny pauses to take your measure. The mind thinks in straight lines, but spirit moves in spirals, circling closer each time until the lesson, the blessing, the truth finally lands. What seems like delay is only divine choreography unfolding at the pace of perfection. Feel the rhythm of it, how endings curl into beginnings, how absence becomes protection, how silence becomes instruction. Every unanswered question has been an invitation to trust a language deeper than words. You are learning to read vibration, to sense direction, not by logic, but by resonance. This is the threshold between stories. One self is completing, another is being born. You can feel both breathing inside you, the one that longs for safety and the one that aches for expansion. They meet here, at this trembling edge, asking you to choose faith over fear. Do not rush the crossing. Stillness is sacred. The universe cannot pour into hands that won't stay open long enough to receive. So today, pause. Listen between the heartbeats. Notice what feels gentle yet certain. That's the compass. The true path never shouts, it glows. You are not being tested, you are being tuned. The silence that surrounds you is not emptiness, but calibration. Like an instrument before a symphony, your energy is being adjusted so it can hold a higher note. When confusion rises, remember this. Clarity is not the absence of mystery, it is the harmony within it. The universe speaks through contrast, through the tug of uncertainty that teaches you how to trust your inner light. You are being refined by quiet fire, sculpted by unseen hands into the shape that can carry what you asked for. Tonight, if you feel the air vibrate differently, if your pulse catches for no reason, if your dreams shimmer with impossible meaning, let it happen. That is the signal moving through the field. The old frequencies are dissolving. New coordinates are locking in. You do not have to understand the process. You only need to remain awake within it. Awareness itself is participation. The more you notice, the more the universe reveals. And when dawn breaks on this day, you will not be the same. Something ancient within you will have remembered its rhythm, the rhythm of trust, of timing, of truth. For October 15th is not arriving to change you. It is arriving to reveal you, the you that has been forming quietly beneath every fear, waiting for this silence to open wide enough for your light to speak. The energy that greets you now is not chaos, it is reorganization. Everything that feels uncertain is simply moving into higher order, even if your eyes can't yet recognize the pattern. The universe doesn't demolish your plans to punish you. It takes them apart so the truth beneath them can breathe. You asked for alignment, and alignment is never gentle. It bends what is crooked, it clears what is cluttered, it asks what is false to fall away. Do you feel the distance that is opened between you and certain people, places, or dreams? That space is not rejection, it is refinement. Frequencies that once matched your heartbeat have lost their echo, and the divine will never force harmony where dissonance has already spoken. When doors close now, imagine 1,000 unseen hands gently turning you away from noise you can no longer afford. When silence stretches between you and another soul, understand that it is protection, not punishment. The universe hides its chosen in the pause. While others rush ahead, your energy is being woven into a new design. Threads of purpose, patience, and precision. It may feel like nothing is happening, but in truth, everything is. Roots grow underground before the first leaf dares the light. So too, your transformation is taking shape in unseen soil. Do not fear the stillness. Stillness is sacred incubation. The divine knows that revelation requires darkness before dawn. You are in that holy in-between where destiny rewrites itself in whispers. Every breath you take is a new sentence forming in the story of your becoming. Look closely at the patterns repeating around you, the themes in your conversations, the emotions returning for closure, the signs appearing in fragments of ordinary life. These are not coincidences, they are coordinates. Spirit always speaks in rhythm, and repetition is its handwriting. When a thought keeps resurfacing, when an image lingers long after logic dismisses it, you are being shown where the next alignment lives. Let the rearrangement continue. Release your need to control what's unfolding. Control is the armor of fear. Surrender is the language of trust. What's leaving your life right now was never meant to survive the altitude you're ascending to. And what's arriving is calibrated for the frequency you've just unlocked. You are not falling apart. You are being unfolded. The layers of self that once kept you safe are peeling away, revealing the brilliance that safety once concealed. Every time you've been broken open, it was to let more light in. That is why you feel both fragile and infinite at once. Creation always trembles when it expands. Listen to the hum beneath your doubt. That vibration is guidance disguised as uncertainty. It will not hand you answers, but it will magnetize peace around the path meant for you. Walk toward what feels quietly right, even if it defies explanation. The mind seeks certainty. The soul seeks resonance. Trust resonance. It will never lie. If the night feels heavier than usual, remember that weight is the proof of birthing. Light doesn't emerge without pressure. Diamonds don't form without confinement. You're under sacred pressure, not to break, but to crystallize. Every unanswered prayer, every delay, every invisible ache is compressing your faith into clarity. You're becoming transparent enough for light to move through you, unfiltered. Breathe into that thought. Each inhale gathers courage from the unseen. Each exhale releases resistance back to the stars. This is your conversation with the cosmos, a silent prayer written through motion and stillness alike. And the universe listens most closely when you speak with your energy, not your words. When dawn touches the edge of this day, you will begin to notice subtle alignment, a message arriving at the right second, a door reopening that once shut, a face reappearing carrying new vibration. These are confirmations that the rearrangement is complete enough for you to move again. Do not rush to act, but be ready to respond. The universe never shouts twice. Remember this truth. What feels distant now is orbiting back in divine timing. You have not lost anything that was written for your becoming. Everything faithful returns renewed. Everything false dissolves in its attempt to follow. And as the hours of October 15th unfold, you will realize that stillness was never waiting for the world to change. It was waiting for you to remember that you already had. Something unseen is beginning to hum beneath the surface of your life. The silence that once felt empty now carries a pulse, a subtle rhythm threading through your ordinary moments. It's the sound of reality rearranging itself to match the vibration you've been cultivating in secret. All that you've prayed for, surrendered, and released is starting to gather form. The universe does not announce movement with thunder. It whispers through coincidence. A name crosses your mind just before a message appears. A delay turns into an opening. A quiet idea insists on being written down. These are the first ripples of manifestation, fragile yet precise, like light touching still water. They arrive without spectacle because true alignment never competes for attention. It simply fits. If you felt invisible, know that invisibility has been your protection. You were hidden so that your evolution could mature without distortion. Every unseen effort, every moment of grace you offered in private, has been accruing interest in the realm of cause and effect. Now those invisible seeds are stirring. What you once did in silence is beginning to echo outward, finding its reflections in people, in opportunities, in timing too perfect to plan. Do not rush this blooming. Energy unfolds like dawn. First the hint of color, then the soft reveal of shape, then the fullness of day. Let things approach you as naturally as light approaches the horizon. You are no longer meant to chase. You are meant to receive. Receiving is not passive. It is the art of standing still long enough for destiny to recognize your frequency. Notice how the air feels charged when you choose peace over urgency. That charge is confirmation. Every time you resist the old impulse to grasp, you strengthen your magnetic field. Every time you choose patience, you tune your signal higher. The universe cannot withhold what matches the tone of your being. It must respond. Law and love require it. If exhaustion tugs at your spirit, rest inside trust. You are not behind schedule. You are aligned with precision. The cosmic clock does not tick. It breathes, and it exhales only when all coordinates have met in harmony. Your role is not to push the hands forward, but to stay centered enough to feel when the next breath arrives. You may begin to sense an inner stirring, a call to create, to reach out, to move. Follow only what feels serene, not what feels loud. The true path hums, it never shouts. Listen for the gentle pull that feels like remembrance rather than ambition. That is your higher self sending signals through intuition, a dialogue across timelines where your future self guides you by vibration, not words. Sometimes it comes as restlessness, sometimes as sudden peace. Both are guidance, one revealing where energy no longer belongs, the other confirming where it finally fits. Trust that your feelings are maps written in light. They will lead you toward people who mirror your expansion and away from places that can no longer hold it. And when something or someone new enters your orbit, you'll know. It won't demand, it will resonate. It won't question your worth, it will remember it. That is how alignment feels. Effortless recognition, ancient familiarity disguised as first meeting. Let this day teach you that movement does not always mean motion. Sometimes the universe moves toward you while asking you to stay still. Every silence, every pause, every gentle no is part of the choreography that ensures you meet what's meant for you at the right angle, at the right time, in the right light. The pattern is completing. You can almost feel it, the invisible click of destiny locking into place. Don't try to name it. Just breathe into the knowing that something has already begun. The shift is real. The evidence will follow. There comes a sacred instant, quiet, almost imperceptible, when the invisible finally reveals itself. You will not need to chase it or declare it. You will simply know. The signs will not arrive with fireworks, but through peace so pure it feels like truth wearing stillness. This is the point where energy becomes form, where what you felt begins to appear in mirrored reflections all around you. You might catch it first as a flicker. Someone speaks the very thought you whispered to the sky weeks ago. An opportunity surfaces that feels like déjà vu, or a long-awaited answer drifts into your awareness with no effort at all. Do not call it coincidence. Call it confirmation. The universe always keeps its promises. The though it delivers them in silence to those who have learned to listen. Pause when you notice these alignments. Offer gratitude not because you must, but because gratitude opens the next gate. Each acknowledgement is a key turning in the lock of reality, granting permission for more light to enter. When you bless what arrives, you accelerate what follows. Remember, manifestation is not reward, it is reflection. You are seeing yourself in motion, watching your inner devotion take physical shape. Every act of patience, every unseen kindness, every decision to hold your frequency steady has rewritten your field. Now the world around you bends to match it. You may feel emotion rise suddenly, tears without reason, warmth spreading through the chest, the sense that something vast and loving is watching through your own eyes. That is not imagination. That is union. It is the moment your higher self steps fully into your now. The separation you once felt between heaven and earth dissolves, and what remains is awareness itself, radiant, rooted, whole. In this expanded quiet, notice how life begins to respond differently. The conversations that drained you fade naturally. The paths that belong to you unfold without resistance. Even the air seems clearer, as if creation itself has remembered your name. This is the grace of alignment. It requires no effort beyond authenticity. When you stand as who you truly are, reality cannot help but organize around your truth. Do not be afraid of the new calm that settles after awakening. It may feel empty at first, but that emptiness is sacred space, a temple being prepared for new creation. You are not returning to who you were. You are arriving as who you've always been beneath the noise. The silence of October 15th was never emptiness. It was the womb of everything beginning again. Now breathe and look back. See how every delay, every detour, every ache was choreography. The universe never wastes movement. It only hides meaning until you can hold it. You can hold it now. If you listen closely, you will hear the echo of your own voice in the distance. The future self who guided you here. The whisper that kept saying, wait. The intuition that refused to let you settle. That voice was never elsewhere. It has always been you remembering yourself from ahead in time. And now the loop closes. Past and future fold into the same light, and you stand at the center, conscious, calm, crowned. Let this realization root deeply. You are not waiting for the divine plan. You are the divine plan remembering its form. Every breath you take continues the creation. Every choice made in peace strengthens the signal. Every act born of faith ripples outward to heal more than you can imagine. So tonight, as October 15th dissolves into the quiet of another dawn, do nothing extraordinary. Simply exist with awareness. Let gratitude be your closing ritual, and rest in the knowledge that you have crossed the threshold. The shift has occurred. From this point forward, the universe will speak to you not through resistance, but through resonance. You are no longer seeking alignment, you are alignment. And the silence that once unnerved you now recognizes you as its voice. When you open your eyes on the morning of October 15th, do not rush to fill the silence. Before the world begins to speak, let the light touch you like a message. Sit still for a few minutes, in bed or by a window, and breathe. Each inhale gathers the new frequency. Each exhale releases yesterday's weight. This is not an ordinary dawn. It is the hour when the unseen becomes visible. The energy you carried through the night is settling into form, and how you greet this morning will decide what follows. Begin with awareness. Notice what feels different. The texture of the air, the calm behind your thoughts, the clarity hiding beneath your doubts. This is the universe whispering that alignment has begun. Do not reach for your phone, your plans, or your fears. Reach inward. Ask quietly, what is ready to unfold through me today? Let the answer rise as feeling, not thought. Then, choose a ritual of grounding. Wash your face as though you're baptizing yourself into a new timeline. Drink water slowly, imagining it carrying light through every cell. If the sun is visible, stand before it and allow gratitude to form without words. If it's cloudy, remember that the light is still there, hidden but present, exactly like the guidance working through you. Write down one sentence that begins with, "I am ready to." Do not edit it. That line is your morning declaration, the key that unlocks this day's synchronicities. Keep it close. It will echo back in ways you cannot predict. As you move through your morning, walk gently. Do not chase, magnetize, speak softly. Every word spoken before noon carries multiplied power, so let your language mirror peace. Smile at strangers. Touch the day as if the divine borrowed your hands to bless creation. You are not waiting for miracles. You are embodying one. And when midday arrives, pause again for one slow breath. You have crossed into the new rhythm. The universe has received your signal. From this moment forward, trust that what is meant for you has already begun its approach. Your only task is to stay open, steady, and kind. For the morning of October 15th is not the start of another day. It is the first sunrise of a new reality. After you've greeted the morning with stillness, step into motion with intention. Let every action you take today be a quiet declaration of readiness. When you rise, move slowly, as if time itself were watching and taking notes. This is not a day to rush, it is a day to align. Every choice, every breath, every small movement writes energy into the fabric of what's to come. Light a candle, open a window, or touch the earth with your bare feet if you can. Remind your body that it belongs to the sky and the soil alike. As you do, whisper to yourself, "I am where light meets form." That phrase is your morning key. It calls all fragmented parts of your energy home. You will feel something subtle shift, like gravity softening around your chest. That is your spirit returning to its center. Do not fill the early hours with noise. Let music be sacred, not background. Let words be careful, not casual. Even silence has texture today. It speaks in frequencies finer than sound. When you listen deeply enough, you will sense guidance moving beneath your thoughts. The same guidance that carried you through confusion, now rearranging your clarity. If you feel an impulse to begin something new, write, message, apply, confess, forgive, follow it. Morning is the hour of purest alignment. Decisions made from calm today will ripple outward for weeks. And if you feel no urge to act at all, that too is sacred. Creation does not always express itself through movement. Sometimes it expresses itself through the perfection of still presence. As the light grows stronger, take a moment to envision the day unfolding like a path of gold before you. See yourself walking through it already blessed, already protected, already guided. No harm can meet you in a vibration of peace. No opportunity can miss you when your heart is open. End this quiet ritual with one final affirmation, whispered, written, or simply felt. Today, I move as the universe moves, without fear, without hurry, in harmony with what is meant for me.